Hi, how are you?
So today's another Sunday. I told you we'd be back.
And we're consistent this time.
Yay.
Well, I said that last time. But we're maintaining.
Proving it this time. See?
Yes.
Yeah, and this week, Khairah wanted to talk about when we went to Disney. Because this was her first time there. And that's why I'm putting her more in the speaking place. Because I've been there a few times.
Well, there's that. But also, this was my first, paid vacation for myself. I didn't pay for everything, but yeah. Not my first adult vacation, because I went on a vacation with y'all before.
That didn't count.
Okay.
We can have probably not a whole episode, but we can have a segment about how dog shit that was.
Fair enough. So there was that. I did this vacation, and that was new, and then also, for those who don't know, I'm kind of a Disney fanatic a little bit. I was in a Disney interest group club. It was called Disney Interest Group, but a Disney club in college, and I still keep in contact with them, and it's all based on people who like Disney.
Yeah, I grew up on it, and my mom has the vacation club membership.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I'm also a bit of a fanatic. I went to the same college and did not do any clubs. So,
well, I did.
That's my resume.
I did way more than that, but so I guess
you're a little more social than you act like you are.
Anyway, yeah. So I went to Disney for the first time. I was really, really excited. Everyone, her mom particularly, thought that it was an atrocity that I had never been to Disney.
She's my mom.
There's nothing wrong with that.
To some extent.
And so she was like, well, we gotta go to Disney. And I was like, well, yes, I really want to go. So that started with me saving up money to go to Disney. And actually there was 2 trips within that, because we went to Disney and then we went to Universal per Kaylyn's request, which I actually really, really enjoyed too.
Because, bro, as much as I do love the Disney parks, Universal has way better rides.
That's true. And they're more for adult.
Yeah, it's an actual theme park, like an amusement park. Yeah. Disney's a theme park, Universal's an amusement park. Yeah.
So, I reasonably spent too much money. And how should I start? Should I start when I got there, or the planning to it?
No, because last time we tried to do this, we ended up at an hour and a half, and we were only just starting to talk about Universal, which was the second day.
Okay.
So, we flew down. We had to take a separate flight because we wanted to stay later, and my parents, I think, wanted to take the shuttle from the airport to the villa.
Mm-hmm.
We needed a rental car because guess who everyone was relying on for transportation this week? It was us. Mm-hmm. So we had to go pick up the rental, and then I drove from the rental place to the resort.
Yeah, I didn't drive at all.
That's okay. I don't mind driving. And then you paid for the rental, so I was like, yeah, I'll drive.
Well, yeah, I got it through my job. I get discounts, so I got the rental, and then technically I was the only one besides our parents old enough to get the rental.
Yeah, I'm actually still, at the time of recording, legally not old enough to get a rental.
Oh, I was 25 at the time. So, spoiler alert, this is how old we are. So we got the rental, we drove to the villa. I recorded a video of when we were going into the entrance, because it was so pretty and it's so vibrant. It just felt so happy. And then finding the villa was interesting because they were supposed to be ready. We actually got there later than we was actually supposed to be because our flights had gotten changed. So we were initially supposed to be there 2 hours earlier. And her parents had booked the rooms. We all had separate room,
yeah. So my mom because of the club, we get villas, which are like mini apartments, basically.
Mm-hmm. And so, we all had separate rooms, and so she had already had that booked and everything. And then when we got there, which was hours later than we were supposed to be, the rooms weren't ready. So her mom, and her mom's
pure Verna fashion.
She's
right. Like, I need to go talk to them. And then we're all like, well, something goes wrong if we see somebody going flying. And then she comes back upset, and we were all like, what happened? So at the time, unfortunately, my dad had he's calling it a brain bleed, but he lost the feeling in his right knee down, so his whole like foot calf area, and obviously that means he can't walk very far. Now he's at this point gotten the feeling back, but he lost it in like June, and this trip was in August.
Mm-hmm.
So they put them on the 4th floor, not directly near the elevator. My mom was like, I specifically requested X, Y, and Z. I can't have him putting his health at risk while we're here. So then we had to wait for them to get a completely new room.
It was funny.
I was gonna say, my mom is always, she's the reason why I tell people to advocate for themselves more, because I've watched her do that so strongly.
Mm-hmm.
There was absolutely no way she was not going to get what she asked for.
Oh, the way that she said it was, I will never forget this. So she said the people at the desk told her, oh, but there's elevators. And she said, yes, and my experience with that is around the corner, there's other rooms. And you had to applaud at that. And their room ended up being ready well before ours, because we still couldn't get to our room.
That's the power of speaking up for yourself.
So eventually our room was ready. We had to put our bands, attach it to the room and all of that. It was really gorgeous. It was so nice. I didn't want to leave. I decided that when I get married, I'll probably have my honeymoon there.
Yeah, bro. And we were at specifically Saratoga Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Because Disney has a bunch of mini communities within its resorts, because people do stay there, like, for people with money. Let's clarify that. People with money can stay there for extended periods, literally months if they feel like it.
Yeah.
And if they can afford it. They've got like the pet hotel and
it's literally a city within a city type of thing. And
it looks like it.
It looks like a whole community, like a mixture of different centuries of communities within, because they have like carriages, little things that you can ride, but then it looks all like candy, like it's just like kind of like a Candyland type thing vibe, I guess. And it was so pretty. I love architecture and stuff like that, so that was really like, I'm gushing over that. I don't know how to like properly.
Yeah, bro, we probably should have saved this for a video day so we could show some pictures.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can reference back to it at some point. So it was really, really gorgeous. It was really pretty. The building that we were in had like it was a Victorian style type of thing, and the balconies were so pretty, and I just loved it so much.
Yeah, and everything was pastel in the area that we were at. I think ours was like blue.
Well, originally it was pink, and then we moved to the blue building.
Because the room was gorgeous, and we each had our own wings of the room. So she was off on the left side at first, and I was off on the right side.
I had double sinks. I had a long space to pace the floor. Two beds.
We have a video of her jumping onto the bed where her butt gets exposed at the end. I didn't need to say that, but I chose to. So in my room though, there was a water leak from the tub that was directly on the other side of the wall. And at first, I'm pretty, I guess, nonchalant, because I was like, as long as it stays there, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not gonna be stepping directly under the mirror, especially now that I know it's wet.
Yeah.
But then it spread.
And
it kept spreading.
Yeah. And the room, and the bathroom was so pretty. So she had the master bedroom.
Because my mommy's the bougie one, so I get the bougie
whatever. But I mean, I enjoyed my bathroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
But yeah, so she texted me at like 3 in the morning. Was like,
no, I called my parents first because I was panicking. Because every time I got up, it was further and further away from the mirror, which was against the wall. And by the middle of the night, it was almost at the other side of the king size bed. And I literally had to put towels down, so because I hate, you know, that wet sock feeling.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that. So I put towels down, and then my Crocs, I put them right next to the bed so that I wasn't touching the floor. And we ended up having to switch rooms first thing in the morning.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, they moved us to a nice room. It was a slightly different style because it was a room for those who are of special needs. But the layout was for the most part the same. My bathroom was a little bit different. I didn't have double sinks anymore, but I still had long space to pace the floor.
We were flip-flops, so now you're on the right side and I'm on the left.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that.
I was like,
but the balcony was really pretty. We sat out there. Well, I sat out there in the morning. Yeah, that's true.
Really peaceful, like going outside at 11 p.m. knowing that no one is out there.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single soul.
I'm telling you, when I tell you I jumped across the floor and everything, I am so serious. And shockingly enough, I don't know if I ever told you this, Kaylyn, I really didn't sleep that well. And it wasn't that the beds weren't comfortable, it's just when I'm not in a familiar space, I can't really sleep.
Yeah, bro, that's why.
But I was still rested.
That's convenient. But usually on a trip, I bring like a blanket or something with me, and I'll put that on the bed and then pull the covers up.
I'll have to try that next time because I really didn't sleep that well, but I still felt rested. Like I was she saw that I was very like perky about everything. It was so exciting. And the other thing that I enjoyed about the vacation was that we went at our own time. So her mom, when she plans vacations, there is a schedule of stuff to do all day. I don't want to get up in the morning. I'll be up, but I don't necessarily want to get up, if that makes sense. So I don't want to have to go to this place at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so that's relaxing for her mom, but that's not relaxing for me. It makes me feel really like disorganized, or not necessarily, it just makes me feel rushed and everything, and I just feel like I can't really enjoy it. So because we all had separate agendas, then it worked out just fine. We didn't leave until like 11 o'clock, which was perfectly fine. I think the first day we went to...
We had to go to the fucking Magic Kingdom. And my mom, I had already schemed to do this anyway, but she specifically requested that I get a video or a photo of her first time seeing the castle.
Oh my god.
Because it's so nice. And then I know she's a Disney geek, so I was like, she's gonna be appropriately excited.
So here's what happened. When people tell me don't do stuff, that's when I do it, and I just can't help it. And she was like, yeah, we were going into first walking in, and it's like you're in like a city center or something like that, like of a small town. And you know, there's a little museum and a theater and all of that, and it was really cool. It kind of reminded me of like Halloween Town type thing.
Yeah, all right.
And then they had Halloween themed stuff up because it was, you know, close to Halloween. And it was so pretty. She was like, okay, just don't look that way, because she wanted to show me all the stuff that was there first, and we were going to look at the little shops because they had, you know, souvenir shops. And
we bought some ears before we even fully got in the park.
I was upset about that because I saw some that I liked even better afterwards.
And some shinier ones.
And
they're like $40.
And they were black and gold. They didn't have any purple, but it was black and gold. So I ended up giving one pair to my sister, which ended up being fine. And the reason I couldn't return it is because I had already snatched the tag off. So I couldn't exchange it, which started the downhill of me spending too much money. I had set myself a budget. When I tell you I blew through it,
yes, bro. First of all that stuff is expensive, and then it is perfectly tailored to be commercialized. So you want everything.
Yes. Yeah, if I tell you, if I had the money, I would probably bought like one of everything. I wish we kind of did a video because I could show some of the stuff that I got. Because I got this one book, and I love books, and it's a notebook, and it looks like a storybook, and it has Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on it, and it's white and gold, and it just looks so fancy and pretty. I have it on my desk now, and it's so pretty. I went to Kayla, I was like, okay, I saw this, and I know I said I wouldn't buy anything else, but I feel like it's necessary. And she was like, go for it.
Hey, bro, we're on vacation. I'm pro enjoy the vacation.
Yeah. But see, by that point, I had already bought souvenirs. I had bought earrings that had my birthstone in it, and they were mini shaped. I bought my sister a souvenir. I bought my other best friend Jennifer a souvenir. Kayla wouldn't let me buy her anything.
I was there. My own.
I think I bought something for somebody else, or maybe I bought 2 things for each person. And so then, but it was the book. I could not get it, and I tried to find other cheaper options, but they just did not compare.
No, and we were still on vacation, so.
But it was the first day, and I was already blowing through my budget, and so then we go out, and they having everyone. No, was that? Oh no, that was after that. Okay, so we go out, and she's like, okay, wait a minute, and she gets her phone ready, and she was like, don't look back. And so then I was about to start turning around. She was like, I just told you not to look that way. And so she got her phone ready, and then I looked at the castle. Oh my god, it was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Yeah, bro, and then I had a moment where I could also be like, oh wow, look at that, because it was different than the last time I was there. The last time I got to go down to Disney, first of all, this is Disney in Florida. I don't know if we ever said that. Not Disney, California.
Yeah.
But last time I went there, I think it was like 2013 maybe. No, it had to have been maybe 16. I had to go with my brother and 2 of his friends and then one of my friends. And they're not as into Disney as Khairah was, so that part of things was a lot more fun to do with her. Also, she's my best friend. But like, she even was like, oh, that looks like Sleeping Beauty's castle at some point. Yeah, bro, we had to go look it up because it's been Cinderella's castle the entire time, but then they changed it up. Literally, I think the year after I had been there.
Yeah, so I had Googled it because she told me, she was like, before it was white, and I think it would have been prettier if they kept it white. I like classy things. Not saying that it wasn't classy, but they changed the colors to a pink and blue, and it still looked pretty, but it made it a little less overwhelming than what it could have been. I was still freaked out because it was really amazing. And then this was the year of the 50th anniversary, so they had the 50 on there and all of that. I think Kaylyn bought a bulb for the Christmas tree. Oh, you call it ornaments.
Only for clarity's sake.
Oh, right. Well, we call them bulbs.
So in my mind, bulbs are the round ones. Anything else is an ornament.
Oh.
Semantics. I get caught up on semantics.
Fair enough. So she bought an ornament, and it was glass and all of that, and said 50th anniversary, which was really cool and cute. And oh my god, the castle was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Massive.
Yeah. And it actually has a hotel in it. I didn't know that. And then also when I searched up, when they changed the colors and stuff like that, they did it to match more of the castle that they made in Paris, Disney Paris. Fun fact. But I still really enjoyed it. And then we were walking down the street, everybody's in costumes, and it was so fun. It was hot, but I was enjoying the heat because I always stay cold, so I wasn't as hot as everybody else.
Yeah, I was fucking dying.
And I wasn't
I got a tan immediately.
I did get a tan, and I definitely enjoyed my tan, but it's harder to tell because I'm dark skinned. So
tan a little more gracefully. You're not gonna burn like a ripe potato.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What's another one? A rock close.
You crack yourself up.
that's why they're called rock lobsters? Because they don't wear lotion and then they get sunburned, so they're rough and red.
Interesting. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun fact. Stop.
Song. I'm sorry.
So then there's a band that's coming through, so they're cleaning everybody off the street, and it's a horse pulling like. Well, no, it wasn't the horses yet. That was it was like a trolley type thing, and a band following it, and it was just so amazing. Oh, it was so cool. I wish I would, like, it was more fresh in my mind, and I want to go back. Needless to say. So then, of course, we took 8 million pictures, and then there was other people that took pictures for us while we were there. We took pictures for other people. We went into more souvenir shops. I had to display self-control with not buying extra stuff. And then we started going around the Disney, around Magic Kingdom. So I think our first stop was Tomorrowland.
Yes, because again, since I've been there before, I had a game plan. I know exactly what I wanted to do, and Khairah is usually pretty down for the ride. So we made a beeline straight to the right, so that we could finish the day doing a full circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So start at the right, come home from the left, and I don't know if you told me you liked roller coasters, but I think I was like, I hope you actually do, because I want to get on.
Yeah. You asked me before, I think when we were planning on going to Universal, you was like, do you like roller coasters? Because the reason she asked is because I'm also afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And I had very explicitly explained that I will have a panic attack while getting ready to go on the roller coaster. I'm going to get on it, but I'm going to have a whole anxiety attack while I'm getting up there.
And I was like, oh, same. Yeah, so the very first ride we got on was freaking Space Mountain, because that one's completely in the dark, so there's no heights to be worried about.
But it was so fun. But then the drops, it makes the drops more interesting because you can't see them.
You can't see shit. It literally looks like the night sky in there, where it's black with a bunch of points of white light. It's fantastic. And this was only my second time on that ride, so that was really nice.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
I think I did, because the only other time I went on it was when I went down there in 2016.
Okay.
Yes, and that was super fun, because we raced. So they have the fireworks show every night.
Yeah.
The night that we were there with that particular group of people, we were already in the park for the light show, so we went down there with everybody else. We watched it from about the same place, so like in the middle, closer to the bridge to Tomorrowland. But I was like, okay, everybody's gonna just casually go back to wherever the fuck they were at. Let's run to Space Mountain, because normally by the time we got there, you and I got there relatively early. It was like noon or something like that. By the time the first group of us got there, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. Everybody's already there.
Yeah.
The line was like an hour and 50 minutes, so basically a 2-hour wait. So I was like, if we fucking beeline it back to the ride now, no one will be there. And I was right. We literally hauled ass from the center of the park to the Space Mountain ride, and we were the first ones there. And we got to ride the front of the ride. Nice.
I wish we got to ride the front. We kept getting put in the middle and the back.
Yeah, bro. I mean, look, that's probably for the best, because so one of the rides that I want to talk about, I kind of think we'll have to have a separate episode about Universal.
Okay.
But my favorite ride there took my breath away and scared the shit out of me, and I only realized that I liked it when we left.
You talking about the last one?
Yes.
Oh my god, that one was so good.
Oh my god, that was terror.
And oh my god, I was so terrified. But then I was like, I want to get on again, but the line is so long.
And it was the last, like literally, I think the park was closed, and they were like, if you're in line, this is it. This is the last one.
And I think, that was a newer ride too.
Yeah, it was brand new.
Yeah, it was for reference, it was in Jurassic World, which
it was like the Velocity Raptor.
Yeah.
It's something like
when I tell you that it is fast, like you think like the Hulk one is fast, that one, like they push you to go back to get more speed.
Yeah, bro,
like
it's
like a slingshot type of thing.
That's what it is. I was gonna say a bungee.
And then when you see the raptors on the side walls start to run, you know shit is about to go down. But anyway,
I want to talk about that so bad because there's a moment where there's a moment. I'll just leave it at that. But so back to Disney. What the fuck?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. So that again, none of the rides at Disney are like actually thrilling. It's more of like they're really good at an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting at? Yeah. So the ride itself might not be that exciting, but all the circumstances around it are gonna make it better.
Yeah.
And because that one's completely in the dark, it's like the fucking roller coaster that used to be at Jeepers.
Yeah.
But because it's completely in the dark, it feels a lot more thrilling than it could be.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, my big ass would get on Jeepers roller coaster all the time. And like saying that now that I'm older, it seems crazy, but it was fun because especially the dark part.
Yeah, bro.
Because you can't see it. So the anticipation is what.
I wish I had been a little bit older when I got on it because they let me on because it was my birthday. But I was technically like maybe a little too short for the ride.
Really?
So they put me in the front too, and I've never been on.
I'm sorry.
But so they put me on the front, and I'm like, you know.
Oh, they shouldn't have did that.
The worst part though is that I've never been on a roller coaster. Ooh. So then I'm too small for it, and it's doing all the turns and stuff, and my head's like banging against the side of the thing.
And they didn't have anybody sitting with you?
They did, but they all thought it was normal kid shit, you know, like. And I'm like, I need to get off. And
they should have made an adult get on
stop the ride so that I could get off. But I was like, no, I hate roller coasters, and it took me a really long time to get back on one after that.
Yeah.
Luckily, my piece of shit friend at the time, Sarah, she was one of those people that would kind of like bully you but keep you around because she didn't actually have any friends. And she convinced me to get back on roller coasters. So that's the one good thing Sarah ever did. No, she also helped me become friends with my friend that has the same name as me.
Oh, okay. So she did. Okay, that was a really good one.
Yeah, so she did 2 good things for me.
Okay.
Over the course of like 3 years. Yay. Anyway, back to Disney. What did we do? I know we took a bunch of pictures after that. What did we do right after Space Mountain?
I think I just remember kind of going in a circle. I think we did like Haunted Mansion or something like that.
I think so. Here, I'm gonna go through my pictures.
Right, that's exactly what I was about to do.
Because we wanted to record this after we came back, but these were not in the headspace for the podcast, number 1. And then number 2, like I said earlier, we tried to record the episode, and we got up to like the hour 15-minute mark. I was getting tired. It was like 9 o'clock at night. And we were like, well, we're going to have to make it part 2. And then I didn't even edit the first part. I forgot. Looking at the pictures, they gave me, because my mom got there before I did, and she told them it was my birthday, they gave me a button that said 24 ears with my name on it. So
that's so cute.
Yeah, bro, and I wore it to the parks, and they told me happy birthday during the little parades and stuff like that.
Okay, so we kind of skipped ahead a little bit because that was technically our second day there. The first day we got there pretty late, so we kind of smashed them all together. So we got there Sunday evening, and we started going on rides and stuff Monday morning. Right. Because I'm looking at pictures and I see the picture of the fried green tomatoes. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh, she has a picture of me with the book. And we went to the gym that was there, which was very, very bougie.
And fitness is important. I'm trying to be hot. I don't care about health. I just want to be attractive.
Oh god, you are attractive though, Kaylyn.
I want to be able to wear like a Miley Cyrus type outfit and not have people be like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Because people are not gonna say shit to her because she's thin and her body looks good.
Okay,
my face looks great. My body could do with more work, which is why fitness is important.
Okay.
See, that makes sense.
So, I did her hair for the trip. I forgot to mention that. It was pink.
Because I love having pink hair. I used to hate the color pink. But then when I was going through shit in college, I had this girl put in full head of pink hair. And at the time, it was common for people to do like a strand. Because this was like 2015. Shit's changed so much since then. But people didn't do
a full head
of hair unless they were like alt or emo, you know, like
or they did like if you were black, like from where I'm from. If I'm from West Side of Detroit, just so you know.
Yeah.
7 Mile. Anyway, they had you would have half and half. So the top half will be a color, or the bottom half will be the color of your hair, or you would switch it up, you know, or do the opposite. But that's how they would do it. It wasn't a full head for the most part.
And so that was a very, especially not in my school, because I did not grow up in Detroit. I grew up in fucking plain ass Southfield. So yeah, bro, niggas were not doing shit with their hair back then. So for me to do that was a very drastic choice, but it came out really, really nice, and I got nothing but compliments. Even my mom, she really hates when I do stuff like that, but she had to admit it looked really fly. But I found it. The ride that we did after Space Mountain was It's a Small World.
Yeah, I just am looking at the stuff now.
Yeah, bro, we got a bunch of pictures and everything. Because that one, since it's not, I wouldn't categorize that necessarily as a ride. That's definitely a kid's ride. It's a lot slower, so niggas had their phone out the entire time. I've got a whole chunk of pictures from.
I have videos.
Yeah, bro. Looking at it, this reminds me of the Aztec ride.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And then, so then after that, we did Haunted Mansion, and I'm a word person. If you don't know, I'm an English major. I love to read, so words are really my thing.
Write her a letter on our Patreon.
I'll read it.
Or the Discord.
Make it appropriate, though.
Nah, I'll read it out loud to her if you don't.
No.
So then you won't have to read it. You'll just have to hear it.
I'm not gonna listen.
A lot less.
Anyway, don't do that, please.
That's a great plan.
I don't think that's a great plan. So at the Haunted Mansion, they had really interesting. Okay, and also the other thing is, I grew up with a very interesting family, and we have a very interesting sense of dark humor. And so the things that they had on, like, you know, the mock tombs and stuff like that at Haunted Mansion really intrigued me. I thought it was funny. And you know, the rhymes and stuff. I'm trying to pick one that was really clever, because I did take some pictures of them. Let me see. Let's see.
Can I read one?
Yes.
I have for Birdie. It says, avid hunter and expert shot. In the end, that's what he got.
I love that.
Damn,
did I take a picture of that? Ugh.
And bro,
I just passed that one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of headstones and grave markers, because you're supposedly going into an actual family's house, but all of them keep dying. Now, some of them killed each other.
True that.
But that's neither here nor there.
I don't think I can find one. Oh, wait. My phone takes really good pictures.
Yeah, man. Remember when you first got it, and you took a video, and then I took a video from my phone.
Yeah.
And we were just geeking out about how good your camera quality was.
I can zoom in and read stuff.
Yeah, bro. I have that too.
Okay, so here's one. It says, allergic to dirt, so he pickled in brine. He braved the sea in all her wrath, but drowned on land while taking a bath.
Yeah, bro. The part above that is, here floats Captain Culpepper Klein.
Here's Master Gracie.
Where being in line
was actually fun. Yeah.
Bro.
Master Gracie laid to rest, no mourning please at his request. And then they also had one where, and I got this too, where there's a tombstone where it blinked.
And it
and
really
moves.
blinked only every so often. So we were staring at it with our phones out, and people thought we were fucking weird because it really took so long. It was like 2 minutes. And like, I guess that's not, yeah. I was wearing, shout out to Markiplier, because at the time of recording, In Space with Markiplier comes out tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah, but I was wearing my Camp Unis Honest shirt from Redacted, and we saw a building that said Memento Mori. So I had to take the picture. You know, I was like, Khairah, please.
It was really great.
I wore that shirt the whole day we were there. I only had one person walk up to me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's from Memento Mori." I was so excited, I didn't even know what to say because I really wasn't expecting anybody to recognize it. Finding a fellow fan in the wild was really nice.
Of the Unis Honest.
Yes.
On here, did we go to was it Splash Mountain too? Because I think there was one mountain that we didn't do. I think it was Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but it was themed on the Country Bear Jamboree back in the day, so it's got a lot of...
Yeah. So that was Splash Mountain. Yeah.
That's Splash Mountain then. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we did do 2 mountain rides.
Yeah.
Yes,
we only missed one.
Yeah.
But we waited till last to do that because we had, other stuff to do. So
yeah, bro, we didn't want to walk around wet all day. I did take a picture of one of the things that was on the wall during the line for that. It says you can't run away from trouble. Ain't no place that far.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, send it to me. I guess at that point was just so enthralled by everything, I stopped taking pictures.
Yeah, see me, I'm a picture guy, and my short-term memory is really bad. So I have to take pictures of stuff, and then once I look at it, I'm like, oh, I remember this. We also did the Pirates of the Caribbean, which is what this was from.
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot about that. That was really good. And then the characters. Okay, this is one thing that was really, really cool to me because it takes a lot of artistry work to get a wax figure or whatever to look like a character, look like somebody. And when I tell you that it looked like Johnny Depp,
like eerily so. Yeah. I mean, and they changed it because when they first built the thing. So first of all, I don't know if everybody knows this. I mean, I'm sure most people know it now, but the movies are based off of the ride. So they went back and made the character to look like Johnny Depp because before it was just some nameless, faceless guy. Yeah. So they went back and updated the ride, but they still did that like decades ago at this point.
Yeah, they did a damn good job though. Like it was really, really good. And then who was another one that we did?
I think after that we ended up we left the park for a little bit because you can come back multiple times in one day. So we left for a little bit so we could come back for the light show. You forgot that you had the princesses had told you happy birthday. No, I mentioned that.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you I was wearing my button.
Well, yeah, but you didn't specifically say when they,
there was a parade after we left the haunted house. Yeah. And we got caught up in that trying to go to the next chunk of the park. So, we were just standing there waving at everybody as they walked past. And, I had my big blue button. So they're like, oh, happy birthday. Thank you.
It was really cool.
Thank you very much.
Their wigs are very cheap, but I don't know
if you needed to hold them like that.
I mean, I was expecting a little bit more with it being Disney, but it's okay.
I'll just say, remember their target audience is kids, so they really don't have to try that hard.
That's fair. But it was really cool, and I really liked how they did it and all of that, and everybody was really nice and sweet, and the rides were, like you said, it's more so the experience than anything. So I really enjoyed it. So we did leave because we had at that point we were getting tired, and we had been there for some hours at that point. And there's only so much that you can do, and there's only so many kiddie rides that a grown person wants to get on. Yeah. And then they had this one store that was closed that I really wish was open. It was actually a store. It was designed as a dress shop, like if you were in let's say like Snow White times or whatever, like Stone and all of that. And normally it would have been open to sell dresses and stuff, and I just wanted to go look at the princess dresses, but it was closed for remodeling and restock and all of that, and that was sad because I really wanted to go. I like dresses. But other than that, I really, really had fun. So then, like she said, we left. And I don't know, did we get dinner or something with your parents?
I took my parents to Publix.
Oh, right.
Publix. I don't know how you say that. We don't have those in Michigan, but my mom wanted to go grocery shopping.
And she also wanted to go to this outlet mall, but because she took so long with grocery shopping, we didn't have time.
Yeah, because it took like a goddamn hour, and we needed to be back at the park by 8 o'clock or 8:30 for the light show at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an exhausting wait. And then one of the girls in line, we're not going to get into that. This is a good talk. But one of the days when we're airing our grievances, we'll have to come back to that.
Needless to say, I sprayed her with Lysol.
And the back of my legs, for context. Okay. But yeah, so the light show was really, really nice. And it was a brand new one for the 50th anniversary. And somebody who loves spoiling shit for themselves told me, oh, that's better than what I Googled.
Anyway, I mean, I like to know what I'm going for, and I knew the experience would be different. And I was planning on recording it when I got there, but it was just so good that I just wanted to experience it. So I put my phone up and everything, because I've never been to a fireworks show that gave me chills and left goosebumps, and that actually did. It was so great. I even downloaded the song
because it's an actual performance, and they have so many projectors that they can change the way that the building looks, like the color of the building.
Oh my god! Okay, so the first thing that they did is with the projection, and I've never seen anybody do that before. They, with the dimensions and however they did it with the projection, the projector, they made the castle look 2D as if it was out of a storybook, like if it was actually cut from a page. And that was so interesting that was so cool to me. Again, I love books, I love paper and stuff like that. So that was it for me. I love that. That was just, I know I keep gushing on it, but it was so cool.
It was really nice.
And I was like, oh my god, it looks like it's in a page, like it looks like it's on a page. And then it was interesting that even though they were projecting it on a pink castle, it didn't interfere with the colors.
Yeah, bro, because I was gonna say my favorite one, I'm gonna show Khairah since I have it, but they made the building look red, blue, and gold.
Yeah, that's exactly what went in my
so
mind.
vibrant, and
it looked so real. It looked like a completely different building, and as if they had it that color the entire time.
Yeah, bro, it was incredibly impressive.
And then the timing where they had like the fireworks shooting out with characters shooting arrows like on the projector screen. Then they had, the arrow was the firework coming out. They had like a blast or something. Oh my god. And then at the end they had Tinkerbell fly through, and it was an actual person, and she had her dress was lit up and all of that, and it was so cute. It was really nice. I wanted to be Tinkerbell.
Man, and that's one of the only parts of the show that they've done consistently, because my mom always talks about how Tom slept through that the very first time we got to go to Disney.
But she said that was different too. She said before it wasn't a real person. It was just
literally just like a little light in the sky on the same string, probably like the same path. And then this show was like, it was impactful. The other one was just nostalgic, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's really cool. This one was like, wow.
And this was actually the last year that they did that particular one, because they changed it for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, so it's done now.
Yeah, it was the Happily Ever After one, just so you know. And
in
then,
case you want to also Google it.
Okay, so I did do that too. And it's not as, like, with the camera angles and changes and stuff like that, it's not as enthralling as seeing it in person. But oh my god, that experience, I wanted to go back. I really wanted to see it again.
Because here's one of the cool things that I'm going to flex on you poor people about. No, you're included in this. You're not one of the poor people. I'm talking to the audience.
Still, that's so... Okay, anyway.
But because my mom has the Vacation Club membership, I have access to that. So when we do go back, we can either get a really, really good room, just a regular room, or a villa. I was going to say, I'm obviously leaning towards regular rooms so we can stay longer.
Oh, well, that would be nice because I wish we could have stayed a little bit longer and like going back to see the Magic Kingdom because we only went to 2 different. Do you call them kingdoms?
Yeah, because we were only there. We had technically 2 full days and then a half day to go see everything. Mm-hmm. And there's I think 5 different kingdoms. So there's Magic, Animal, Epcot, and the one that I don't remember, Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And neither of us were really into Hollywood Studios because at that point, this is where most of like the Star Wars stuff is, and neither of us are super into that.
I'm more into Star Trek. Just saying, I'm a Trekkie. Live long and prosper.
This hand, yeah, I was gonna say I can do it with the left hand.
I can do it both.
I know, but you're good with that. My right hand, the nerves don't work as well. It's okay.
That's fair.
But yeah, so live long and prosper, all that good stuff. But neither of us are into Star Wars, so we chose to go to Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and then next time we go, we're gonna spend a lot of time at Animal Kingdom.
And we're also gonna go back to Epcot and try the food. When I tell you, when we stepped into
we went there the last day, so neither of us have any money to be spending like.
And oh my God, the food smells so good. And okay, so the first place that we went to in Epcot, because if you don't know how Epcot is, I didn't know until I got there. It's like basically going around the world. And you visit different, like quote unquote, different countries. And so the first country that we visited was Mexico. I've never in my life been to Mexico in real life. Yeah. And they had this Aztec building. As soon as you walk in, they have
like a pyramid. Yeah, bro.
And they have a lot of Coco references, which I had just watched the year before.
Coco's the
and I
best
love that
movie.
I love it, Coco. That's a really great movie. I think I might rewatch it again. And then the restaurant on the inside is so gorgeous. And there's a ride on the inside, like a little water ride, which we went on. And they have like in the center little pop-up shops type thing. And I bought a rabbit. I forget what it's called. I can't think of the word for it, but essentially a trinket that had traditional Mexican paintings on it, and it was actually made in Mexico. It actually says that on the bottom. Yeah. So that was really cool. We're skipping a day, but that was what we went to on the last day that we were there.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
The only place where I allowed myself to really spend money when we got there was the Japan Pavilion. Mm-hmm. Because I've been trying to learn Japanese for 2 years now at the time of recording. Mm-hmm. I hate sounding like a fucking weeb, but I want to know more about the actual culture.
Yeah. And
they had real stuff. It wasn't like, oh, look at this, like all kawaii or whatever. It was so nice.
That's what was really interesting to me. I mean, of course they had like America and stuff like that, which whatever, they made it look better than it actually is. But for those who don't know, I'm learning or trying to learn Spanish, and I like Mexican culture. Mm-hmm. And so so that's where I allowed myself to spend money, which is why I bought the thing, and that was literally the last thing I could buy. But it was so pretty, and it called out to me because it had my colors. So it was purple and black, and for those who don't know, that is the colors of my room. Purple, black, and gold. And I was like, oh my God, this fits, this is perfect, I have to get it. And then Kaylyn was like, yes, get it. And so I think it was between that and a cat that they had, but I lean more towards the bunny, and I actually have bunny teddy bears, so it fits right in.
Bro, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And then they had this thing where you get passports.
Oh, so we did a kids activity. So I think we got to the German pavilion maybe. Mm-hmm. So we started going around the left side instead of the right this time.
Well, actually we got it at oh no, we went back.
Yeah, so we had to. So that was my fault, and it was a terrible decision because of what we'd walked like I think 17,000 steps the day before. So because Epcot was our last day, and I there's really without having money to try this stuff, there was kind of nothing to do almost. So when we got to the German pavilion, which I think was the 4th or 5th one on the left side, I saw that they had a table out with stickers and like these passport looking things, and I was like, you know, what is that? And she was like, oh, well, we have it for the kids, blah blah blah. Like, does it cost any money? She said no. I said, can I do it? She's like, yeah, sure. So she gives us the bag. Well, she gave me the bag because Khairah didn't want to do it yet. I got her there. But Khairah didn't want to do it yet, so we ended up, and I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck the other stickers. If I'm the only one doing it, that would be selfish. But then we went around. There was Morocco, France. They had the American pavilion, and of course, it's white people's America, so it's around the time of the early 1700s.
Which is why I said what I said.
Yeah. And then I think we got into. It was just after France, or maybe right before. It was somewhere between the American pavilion and not quite to the rest of the park when Khairah was like, okay, I kind of want to do it too. So I was like, well, now we have to go back and get the other stuff.
Well, okay, it wasn't just that, because you said there was like a prize that you get at the end or something,
Yeah,
and so and she wanted to go back to get it. I was like, okay, well, we got to go back and figure out which one you missed. Let's go back and I'll get them too. So we went all the way back to Mexico.
Yep, all the way. And then from there, I think the next one, strangely, was China.
Yeah, so what I will say that they did pretty well was separating China from Japan, because people will get that confused. And the way that they displayed it, I felt like, for me personally, sometimes because I'm ignorant, it's hard for me to tell the difference between Chinese culture and Japanese culture with the structures of the buildings and stuff like that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been noticing that lately, getting more into Korean stuff. It's all Asian still. You get what I'm getting at? So the differences are
minute,
from a foreign view, very, very minimal. Yeah. And they did have them at completely different ends of the park. So Japan, I think, was
at the end.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at the end. It was next to the American pavilion.
Right.
Yeah, bro. So it was like America, Japan, and then France, which was weird as hell. But then China was sandwiched between like Norway. I was gonna say Norwegia. That's not correct. It's Norwegian, but that's that's the language.
Was it there in England or something like that?
No, it was between that and Mexican.
Oh, right.
Yeah, bro.
Mexico.
It was Mexico. So it was literally smacked between those two things. So there's no mistaking it for anything else.
Yeah.
And then Japan architecture was completely different. You know what I mean? So
and they had a nice restaurant there too.
Yes, I can't wait to go back. I want to go with like just $1,000 to sample something from every single place, and I want to spend an entire day there.
And they also have a light show there now too.
Yeah,
because they were actually building it while we were there. I was
gonna say we got there at a good time for us, not so good for just enjoying Epcot. But that was both of our first time there, really. Yeah. And then we didn't mention this, but the entrance is like space themed. That was really
it's supposed to be futuristic.
And like I remember Epcot being that when I was younger, because I've only been once, and the only ride that I remember doing, you and I didn't do, I did it with my dad and Tom. You can go up inside the giant golf ball. Okay. Yeah, and I don't remember.
I don't even think that was open because it was.
It's not worth it. Okay. Because we were literally on a time crunch because we had to go back and catch our flight. Yeah.
And then there was also a lot of stuff that was closed down for remodeling because they were doing other stuff. So there was other rides that they were renewing and adding in that that we didn't get to see. But one that we did do is something that was sponsored by GM, I think, either GM or Chrysler. That's saying something. But anyway. And you build your car, what you want your car to look like, and then you get on the ride and it takes you on like a test drive and it just goes super fast. And that was really cool.
Yeah, bro. And then did you mention that you get to design? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I wasn't paying attention to that. Yeah, bro, so then that all was really interesting, and we were kind of like, oh, okay, this is Epcot. It seems like a little childish.
Yeah, like at first I was kind of underwhelmed by it, but then after experiencing, as much as you can experience outside of the actual culture, or outside of the actual country, experiencing the different cultures was really, really cool. And they had, even though they had like the main 17, I think there were all smaller little ones in between. So the ones that stand out in my mind was there were some African ones. They weren't part of like the big ones where you get a passport, or it didn't have like a super huge display. So they were kind of more like a pop-up stand that had trinkets and stuff like that, which was interesting. Like, I wish they could have done more with it, but there's only so much space, I guess. I mean, they could have took America out because we already are in America. So,
but you gotta remember, this park isn't only for Americans. There are people who are coming to Disney from other countries.
Yeah, but they painted America in such a way that's just not what we are.
I would argue that it's the same for the other places, because it's literally the stereotypes from those places. Everything's modernized now. It's not like you're gonna go to Mexico and see a pyramid immediately. You know what I mean?
You have to actually.
Yeah, so that's because I was thinking that while we were there, but then while we were on one of our mini sitting breaks, because our legs were fucking aching, I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, this is a worldly thing. And I remember hearing people, there are a lot of Asian people at the actual park,
right?
And then I remember hearing people speak in one of the Romance languages. I don't have a good ear for those, but it was either Italian or Spanish.
It was Italian, I think, because well, see, the only reason I noticed the difference, just for reference, is because I studied Italian in college.
Yeah, and Spanish sounds a lot like Italian to me. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But there were a lot of other people from other cultures at Epcot compared to like Magic Kingdom. At least it was a lot easier to notice that. Yeah. Yeah, bro. And then on the way out, there was this man, and they're like, bro, because I have to mention it because it low-key helped me burn some steam, because I was getting pissed. Not because anything was wrong, but we had just been walking so much, and my legs it was
actually hotter that day.
Yeah, and there's no cover, because Epcot is literally like a bunch of open-air markets, so there's not really a bunch of buildings you can duck off into.
And you can't get free water.
Yeah, bro. Dasani, first of all, they're selling Dasani.
Dasani,
excuse me. Second of all, that bitch is like $6.
Yeah, and then they had water fountains, but that just didn't feel sanitary.
Yeah, because it's still Disney, bro. Like, I know everybody, it was like mid-pandemic, so they're encouraging niggas to wear masks or whatever. I didn't see anybody cleaning anything. Like, I know it was being done, because it's the happiest place on earth or whatever. But back to my gripes. So I'm getting frustrated just from the sheer physical toll that all of this has taken on my body. And like I said earlier, I'm overweight. So, and I did not walk regularly before this. So we're now at, I think, a total of 30,000 steps for the last 2 days, not including Epcot. I'm just upset. Mm-hmm. And as we're leaving, this fucking asshole, he's going out with a cup of what everyone is assuming is alcohol, particularly because of his behavior
and because of the color of it.
Yeah, bro. So then the lady at the kiosk that you have to go past when you leave, she's like, sir, you can't take alcohol out of the park. And then she's like, if you want to finish it, just chuck it before you leave.
And it was a small cup. It wasn't like there was a whole bunch in there.
Yeah, bro. It's not like
he had bought
7-Eleven ass cups. Yeah, bro. No, it's literally like the size of a red Solo cup, and it's not even full, and it's clear, so everybody can see what's in it. And he's going, I paid for this, I'll take it if I feel like it, and blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, she calls security, because that's her job. Her job is not to stop this man. And the security officer comes out, and he's black. And the guy starts talking to him crazy, and he said some shit like, fuck you. And I was like, no, fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Reference, this was a white guy who was acting like this.
Yeah, older white guy with those ugly-ass police glasses. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. The ugly-ass, like, I hate those. Unless they're on my favorite Animal Crossing character, Drift. Super sidetrack. But, so he's got, like, the full fit for some entitled asshole. And I'm like, fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? These people are just trying to do their job, and you out here making the whole scene at Disney World. Can you grow the fuck up? And like, I'm just letting it all come out. And he's arguing back with me, because of course he is. And eventually, I think he fell silent. I'm like, exactly, fuck you.
And also, because he was trying to, I forget what else it was being said, because there were so many people walking past, and you was like, they're just doing their job, and they weren't even rude about what they were telling you.
Yeah, bro, they're like, don't take fucking alcohol out of a park meant for kids, because God forbid you get in an accident, you're gonna try and hold them accountable for like, well, they're the ones that sold me the alcohol. They told you not to leave.
And then he just kept going on, and he was like, it was fucking tea anyway. And I think the girl that was with him said that, and he was like, you didn't even say that. You could have said it, but it wasn't that anyway.
And because first of all, niggas have scent. Niggas have a sense of smell.
And then also they work there, so they know what's being sold there. They ain't sell no goddamn tea.
You feel me? And then on top of that, you could have just said that to the first person, or you could have said that to the second person instead of cussing them out. You only said that to me because I'm cussing you out. Fuck you. But, like I said, I felt so good after that. We got to sit back in the rental car and take a breath. I was like, yeah, okay, I needed that. Yep. Left the happiest place on earth. Got all my garbage out on somebody who deserved it.
And then we were on our way back here.
Unfortunately.
Now, and oh my god, the flight's getting back. Ugh.
Man, I was going to say the
Do you want to talk about Universal?
I'm going to say no because we are getting up there in time. Let me just double check. I know what time we started recording today. And that was about an hour ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting a little bit up there in time. So we'll talk about Universal a different recording. But that one I think can be sandwiched in with something else because for all intents and purposes it was really brief.
Yeah.
We just really liked the rides.
They were really great. And again, the experience was amazing. Aside from like the slight hiccups and stuff that we had, it was so fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I want to go back. I want to go to the other kingdoms. I really liked being able to like be in my full Disney and not feel weird about it.
Same, yeah, bro. Because Khairah is very open about the things that she does enjoy, and that makes it easier to do the same. So, like, for example, the first time I got to see the Harry Potter world at Universal, I was with people that didn't give a fuck. I was so excited, I pretty much had a panic attack, like hyperventilated, shortness of breath, needed to sit down for a sec, and they're all like, bro, are you okay? But then when she's geeking out about the castle, I'm like, I know.
It was so cool. And here's the thing. My thing is, I get excited about stuff that other people get excited about, even if I'm not necessarily into it, because I don't know. I feel other people's emotions, and so it's fun.
Because we're empaths.
That's true.
No.
No.
The internet is taking that into something terrible.
Okay, let's not go there then.
Unless it's funny.
True that. So when people I care about get excited, I can't help but get excited too, because I just feel it, and I feel how happy they are. And I can't say I'm as interested or as excited about Harry Potter as she is, but and then also I have a general respect of art and all of that. So just experiencing, like, seeing the wands and how they interact with stuff, and how they did the buildings, and to make it part of Harry Potter's world.
Yeah, bro.
And how they
and the fucking dragon. Oh my
and then
gosh.
also, and here's why I say, like, another thing is, even if I'm not into it, you can take stuff out of it from other people. If you're not into it that much, let them explain it to you, so then that way you can enjoy it more while you're there. So, like, she had to explain to me how, like, the train system worked, and how it was like it was hidden inside another part of the thing to allude to that.
Because they have it because Universal has two different parks. There's Islands of Adventure and actual Universal Studios. So I made sure we started in a specific area so we could take the train from one to the other. And I kind of tricked her a little bit, because when I first saw it, I got fucking lost trying to find this area. They have Diagon Alley behind, like, a facade of building. Like, they're actual buildings. I think there's a bathroom in there. But it's literally behind a row of buildings, so you cannot see it just from the main path. That's so exciting.
And so the thing, and it is, especially when you have somebody to explain it to you so you can appreciate it more. And so...
bro.
That's kind of where I come from with that. So I don't again, I do like Harry Potter. I will say that, but I'm not as into it as she is. As a, you know, like she's not as into Disney as I am. But it's just so cool.
And then because, like I said, I'll give her full credit for that. I'm not always that kind of person, but I do enjoy both of these things, so it's easier to enjoy with you.
And then you don't have to pretend like you're something else or think that you're weird because you enjoy it. Everybody's big kids there.
Yeah, bro.
And it just is what it is. And even if you think I'm weird, fuck you. I'm not.
Literally, fuck you. I'm here to be happy. Mind your own business, bitch.
So I want to go back. I can't wait for it. And we'll talk about Universal more in depth next time.
Hopefully.
I mean, not next episode,
we may not come back to it until maybe like August or so.
Or maybe the next time that we go.
Who fucking knows? Because I would love to go back. I love all those rides. I want to go
back and just have like a whole week and a half to spend there.
Yeah, bro.
In both places.
So if you want to support us on our social medias, follow us at Kaylyn was here _ or Khairah _ here on Instagram or Twitter. Add us on Patreon. I got the link to our link tree, which has both of our Instagrams, our Spotify playlist, our Patreon, and the Discord,
and our K and Kai Instagram and Twitter.
You gotta say those because I don't remember.
Okay, so
we don't need the Twitter so much. Twitter's chaotic, and I do like the chaos, but I don't want to encourage that kind of chaos. If you want to be chaotic, give me some money first. Add us on Patreon.
That's fair. So K and Kai for Instagram is
KAY
and
just in case, you never know. We could have a foreign audience,
right? So K and Kai, so it's K and Kai, which is spelled KHAI, and that's our Instagram.
Yep. And look forward to seeing you guys. I really love that we reached 6 people with our first episode back.
Yes, so thank you everybody. I do have to do a shout out to Kaylyn's dad, Mr. Calhoun, for being our first like, because he made sure to let me know.
Yeah, bro. We love the support. Also, shameless plug for this week is JROCBLUE11 on Instagram. His name's Blue. He invited us to a video shoot, funny enough, the day before our return episode dropped.
Yeah.
And he's been a staunch supporter of our channel and our content pretty much the entire time.
So thank you.
I was going to say, we're always going to shout you out, but this week you get a special shout out. You're going to be the shameless plug, along with In Space with Markiplier comes out tomorrow, okay? Or by the time you heard this, it came out last Monday.
True that.
Either way, those are the people we want to thank, and along with you guys, thank you for listening.
Yes, and with that being said, Khairah is here.
Kaylyn was here.
And thanks for listening. Bye!